early. What's up, KP Heathen? How you doing, brother? What's the weather like down in Louisiana? It was about 50 here in Michigan earlier today, but it's dropped back down to 19 now. So, yeah, I'm ready for spring. So how's everyone doing anyways? Hey, Harry, how you doing tonight, brother? Let's try to get a few people on here. So what's everyone's take on the last few days? What's happened? Doing better? Good shit, Harry. Glad to hear that, man. So what is your guys' take on the whole Trump Brzezinski Oval Office showdown? uh, Man, things are getting stranger and stranger by the day, people. These tariffs. Um, yeah, let's just wait to get a few more people on here. I'm not sure how long I'll be on here tonight. Like I said, it's cold here in Michigan again. It's back down into the 19s, back in the teens, after being up in the 50s today. Only in Michigan. Only in Michigan. Well, we got a few people on here, so we'll get started. I didn't get any snow, man. Luckily, pretty much all the snow is gone now, Harry. I'm real lucky. Yeah, we haven't had any snow in the last few days. We've had a lot of rain and warmer weather, so. But it's cold again now. Well, glad to see a few more of you jumping in here. If you ain't subbed, please consider subbing to my channel. Help this channel grow. Let's get a thumbs up and let's get this video rolling, people. It's up to all of you. I'm counting on all of you, like I said before. I took a break for a few days because there was just too much too much shit being put out there. Thanks, KP Heathen. Like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate that, brother. Absolutely, I appreciate that. Hey, you got Alan from Brazil. How you doing tonight? Glad to have you aboard. So, let's talk some serious shit first for a few, and then we'll dabble off into the the shit I find kind of comical, but it's really not. All right, let's start off with China, the sleeping dragon, in my opinion, who was just waiting to pounce, just waiting for the right opportunity to sink its teeth in. China has just announced that if the U.S. wants war of kind, it's ready to fight to the end. Take that for what you will, people. They said if America wants a trade war, they're ready. They're ready for any type of war the U.S. wants to give them. That's coming from China. China is expanding its military budget this year, 2025, by almost 8%. Now, that's quite a bit of an increase in military spending. So I'm taking what China said to heart, and that if the U.S. wants war of any kind, they're ready to fight to the end. Like I've been saying it for a long time, China is the real threat. China is the biggest superpower. They have better equipment or the same equipment we do, but with way more people, way more soldiers. And who knows who they've made deals with. DB Cooper, how you doing, brother? I hope you guys are all doing well. Hope everybody on here is doing well tonight. But China warned China is ready to fight to the end. So let that sink in for a minute, people. We have all these tariffs taking place on Canada, Mexico, and China. Yeah, there's warfare definitely coming up. Yeah, Kurt, you're probably right on that. Not real sure. But we also have Russia sinking a UK ship full of weapons headed to Ukraine. Um, who knows what's really taking place with Ukraine and the U.S.? Was that all just a show in the Oval Office with Lazinski and Trump? Who knows? Are we going to sign a deal with Russia? Who knows? This whole our southern border with all their military equipment being set down, man, it's windy as shit out. All the military equipment being sent to the southern border in Texas. It's really not. I mean, it's deterring the people in Texas, but California's still wide open. People, we need to get people in California to close down them smuggling routes that are still wide open in California. We have Europe getting ready to rearm itself for a possible global conflict, whether it be with us or against Russia. There's a whole lot of shit going on, people, and we're being distracted with these Epstein files that are all retracted and redacted, and you can't see anything. Every name is blocked out. It's all for show. It's all to distract us. I don't know. Can you guys hear all that wind? Yeah, China has all the factories. Absolutely. What about BlackRock buying up all these major ports in the Panama Canal? Now, if you know anything about BlackRock, you know BlackRock is a shady ass corporation. I haven't been following too much of the news lately, so I'm looking for some of your guys' input more tonight than ever because I just needed to take a break from all this bullshit. But I just happened to see that Europe is rearming itself. It plans on upping its military budget. Um, Russia's sinking Ukraine ships, or not Ukraine, the UK. So, you know, we told Ukraine apparently to kick rocks, so now the UK is stepping up and taking our place. I mean, who really knows what the hell is going on? But what we should be focusing on is what China said today. That if the American people want war, or the American government for that wants war, that the Chinese people are ready to fight to the end, no matter what the war is. That should be a concern to all of us. Exactly. He had to go to Britain. Zelensky did. ZA, absolutely. Hey, what's up, Eddie? How you doing, brother? John Q Public. Um, but yeah, that what China said today is just not sitting well. So that's the main reason for getting on here tonight. See what you guys think about that. Do you take that as a mild threat? Or do you take that serious? I take that serious when China says that they're willing to go to war with the U.S., if the U.S. wants war, no matter what type of war it is, and they're willing to fight to the end, that should be concerning. No, I don't think. Maybe he will stop with Ukraine. I don't know. Maybe that's why Europe's rearming. I really don't know. None of us know what's really happening because everything happens behind closed doors, and we're only showed and told what the news is allowed to say, what they're allowed to tell us. Everything is manipulation and programming and propaganda, people. Yeah, there's a lot of divide conquer. Crazy to see it in the White House. Absolutely. Uh, I just really don't know what to make of anything anymore because everything every day is a little bit stranger, a little bit more chaotic. You know, one minute we're going to make a deal with Ukraine, next minute we're making deals with Russia, next minute we're pulling out of the EU, next minute we're dissolving NATO. What is that going to do to Europe if we do pull out of NATO and we do dissolve the EU? Now, that's going to give Germany the reign in France, and they're warmongers. They're still warmongering countries. Poland. But if you ain't taking what is happening seriously, people, if you are not uh, taking heed to the threats that these countries from around the world are making towards the U.S., you should be. You really should be. Because honestly, I don't think the U.S., us Americans, can fight all these wars on all these fronts. Whether it's against Russia, whether it's against some European country now, China, Iran. I mean, shit, we still got our southern border to contend with. Now that we've added these tariffs onto Mexico, that female Mexican president, she's all ramped up, and we all know how some women can be when they're scorned. So I guess we'll have to wait and see how she reacts. But she seems pretty pissed off and is, I guess, imposing their own tariffs back. That is going to cost everything to go up in price, people. Everything we consume. Especially if we're putting tariffs on China, Canada, and Mexico. Everything's going to skyrocket. Especially because they are putting tariffs back on us. See, this whole trade war thing, um, I guess it's waiting to see who bluffs and who backs down. Off road, you're going to join the army? Yeah, Allie, we're definitely living in some scary times. Very scary times. Very uncertain times. Very uncertain times because from day to day, everything is changing. Everything is ramping up. And then we're given distractions to keep our focus and attention away from uh, what really matters. But I really do think that China meant every word it said when it said if the American people or the American government want a war of any kind, that they are willing to fight to the end. I take that serious. Now we have the CCP that have snuck in across our southern border for the last 4 years. They're buying up farmlands all across the country. They're opening up a power plant here in Michigan. I mean, I don't know. We, the American people better wake up and realize that we are facing some real threats as the American people. The American people are facing threats. Um, Not maybe, I mean, Canada is already threatening to cut off power, electricity to New York, Minnesota, and Michigan. You know, where I live here in Michigan, they're threatening to cut off power to us over these tariffs. Now, how's all my Michigan people feel about that? You're in Michigan too? So yeah. So I mean, there's a possibility of three states losing its electricity because of these tariffs with Canada. Okay, let's just now let's just talk hypothetical here. Okay, let's say that with these tariffs on Mexico, now that maybe this Mexico president, this woman, is now not going to be so supportive or cooperative with Trump and his spy planes and his intent to go after the cartel in Mexico. Who's to say that she's not going to turn her back on Trump over that and maybe side with the cartel? Who the hell knows, people? That's the kind of day and age we're living in right now. When things change in the blink of an eye, just like that. What's up, J Dog? Man, we're just basically, I just want to get on here and talk about China and the threats it made against the U.S. Said that if the U.S. wants war of any kind, it's ready to fight to the end, no matter what. About these tariffs put on Canada and Mexico and China, how Canada is threatening to cut off power to Michigan, New York, and Minnesota. Uh, Russia sinking a British ship carrying weapons to Ukraine. The Chinese military, the Chinese people plan on upping their military budget by almost 8% increase, which that's a lot of money. You know, this whole stupid Epstein file bullshit that there is no names on it that you can see. Everything's blacked out. It's all a joke, people. That whole Epstein shit's a joke. Even if every name on that list was exposed, you think anything's going to happen to any of them people? I don't see anything happening to any of them. I must have missed something in a comment here. Do I think the cartels have a chance against the U.S. military? Probably not. It depends on how tied the U.S. military's hands are, or if the Mexican government allows it. I mean, do we really want to go to war with Mexico? I mean, I don't know. I mean, it seems like we're pissing in everybody's shoe right now, and we expect everybody to be okay with it, except for Israel. But apparently, now I don't know if this is true or not, but apparently Trump plans on having a talk with Hamas to try to end this war in Israel. Now, I don't know if there's any truth or not to that, but I did hear about that. Yeah, PA Patriots, 3,000 more troops at the border, but that's in Texas. What about California? These people are still being smuggled in through California. That has not stopped. I mean, there's freelance journalists out there that are still showing these people coming in through California. Texas Repo, the cartels have been declared terrorists. Do I? Yeah, they're a terrorist organization. When you smuggle drugs and you human traffic and you commit murder and all that good shit, yeah, you're definitely a terrorist. And I think Trump did make that call right by labeling the cartels a terrorist organization. Looks like we're having some good debates in the comments here. I don't know. I missed a lot of comments. Apparently, I didn't see everything. So, but how come we haven't audited Fort Knox yet? How come we haven't audited all the gold that's harbored under the streets of New York or out in Colorado? You know, to me, that's all a distraction as well. Because if we only knew the danger that we probably were in and how close we actually are to a war with China, possibly even Russia or Iran, the American people would probably lose their mind. I mean, the UK is now going to be in charge of the EU and supplying Ukraine with money and weapons from seized Russian assets. Now, how do you think the Russians are going to take that? You think they're just going to sit back and take that? See, the Russians, in my opinion, have already won. It's just a waiting game. It's a waiting game because Ukraine eventually is going to run out of guys they can just grab off the streets and people with Down syndrome and put them on the front lines. See, Ukraine is a bunch of white supremacists. They are a bunch of Nazis. Ukraine, it's there. Why do you think they fly or wear the black sun on their patches? That's a white supremacy symbol. But we got people over here in the States who are so in support of Ukraine, it makes me sick. But they're over here calling people like me white supremacist because I love my country. But it's okay for the Ukrainians to be real white supremacists, and you're cheering them on. That's how messed up this country is and how divided and ass backwards this country is. And we can all think, oh, this whole woke agenda thing's going to just go away. It's just going to be hidden a little bit more. It's never going to go away. I mean, people are going to be people. Ideologies cannot be killed, people. If somebody or a certain group of people feel a certain way and think a certain way, it's always going to be that way. Everyone is brainwashed, J-Dog. Absolutely. So many people are brainwashed. I could not agree with you more on that. And it's all done by design. Yeah, PA Patriots. Zelensky's a coke addict. Exactly. And I mean, I don't understand why people don't see what Zelensky really is. Like Trump said, he's a dictator. Or somebody called him a gangster. But he is rounding up normal people, just guys walking down the road or riding their bicycle, or who knows, maybe he's going door to door and forcing these people to fight in this war. Even people with Down syndrome. I've seen videos of people with Down syndrome on the front lines in Ukraine because Ukraine does not have the manpower to sustain this war with Russia. That's facts. Ukrainians are getting picked up off the street and forced to fight. That's a real thing. And the American people, some of the American people are clapping for that. Why? Why are you clapping for that? Why are you supporting what you say you hate so much? White supremacy and Nazis. See these blue-haired people, green-haired people, these people that are mental. They support this, but they don't. But they hate it here in America. They want to talk about everybody here who loves America, who just wants to be a patriot and stand up for their country, is a horrible person, but supports people like Zelensky over there rounding up its citizens, forcing them to go to war. That's the times we're living in. That's 2025 for you people. That is what 2025 looks like. And it doesn't look like it's going to get any better anytime soon. It only looks like it's going to get worse to me, people. Now, I hope I'm wrong. I hope all this shit works out. I hope America becomes the greatest nation again. I hope we become strong. I hope we all prosper. I hope we all have the ability to live our lives in peace, to live our lives how we see fit, without interference, without fear. That's what I want. Yeah, it is genocide. There's a lot of that going on around the world right now. Without a doubt, a lot. But we have no idea what these other countries are planning or preparing to do. We have no clue. We have no clue what China's true intentions are. We have no idea what Russia's true intentions are. Does Russia just want Ukraine, and are we going to give Ukraine back to Russia, and is it all going to be good? Or is Russia going to expand further into Europe? Your guys' guess is as good as mine on that. Because the leaders that that are running the show right now, I don't think any of them have any of our best interest in mind. Only to fatten their pockets and to maintain their power and control over the people. And that goes worldwide. That's just not an American problem. That's a worldwide problem. Yeah, Iran has been pretty quiet except for releasing their new fighter jet. I think it was called the J-30 or some shit. That's a pretty advanced fighter jet. Now them Russian missiles that hit Mach 10 that are pretty much intercept, cannot be stopped. Russia has technology that we can't stop, but they've decided not to use them. They used them once, but they were unarmed. Now they have 200 of them armed. I guess we'll all just have to wait and see how all this is going to play out. I mean, it's all a waiting game. That's all it is a waiting game. But when Europe says that it's going to up its spending for its military, when China says it's upping its spending for military armament, I mean, to me, that sounds like they are all prepared for something. Here in the United States, Trump wants to cut some of the budget for the military spending, while these other countries are spending more money on their military. See, we've supported all these NATO and all these other countries for far too long, and it's left us depleted. All this equipment that we have given Ukraine, not just the money, forget about the money that we've given Ukraine. What about all the military equipment, all the missiles that we've given them that has shortened us, that has made us here at home weaker because our supplies have diminished because we have sent so much shit over to Ukraine. Yeah, and all the equipment left in Afghanistan, which some of that has made its way over to the southern border in Mexico. Imagine that. Apes together, strong, bro. The American people could be strong if we put our petty ass differences aside. If we would all realize that we're being played and manipulated and we're pawns for a bigger elitist group who control everything. Yeah, PA Patriots were supposed to be getting some Iron Dome like Israel has. Yeah, we do have the best military in the world, Texas people. And I try to think on the positive. I do. Let it play out to what? See, that's the end question that I can't answer you, man. I don't know what their end game is. I don't know what their whole plan is. But the bits and pieces that I'm picking up, it's looking like it's about taking control. One, there's going to have to be one super country again. And right now, I don't think the United States is that superpower because our currency is not backed up by gold. I don't care. There's not enough gold in Fort Knox. Even if every piece of gold is in Fort Knox, New York, and Colorado, there's not enough gold for all the paper money that we have out there, the US dollar. There's not enough gold to back any of that up. Now, the BRICS, their money is backed. Russia's money and Iran, their money is all backed by gold. They actually have enough gold in reserve to back their currency. That was the whole reason we went into Iraq in the first place. Because Saddam was printing his own money, making his own currency that was actually backed by gold. That's why we went into Iraq during Desert Storm. It wasn't because Saddam had mass weapons of destruction. None of that shit was ever found. But they went in there and they seized all the gold. I got somebody from Romania in the house. How you doing tonight? Mad Max. I like seeing people on here from other parts of the world. So what's it really like living over there in Romania? Man, this wind is friggin' insane. It just blew in. Well, glad to have you on, man. I'm in Michigan, John. Only place I get service is out here in my pole barn. I gotta sit out here and freeze to do these live videos. I can't wait for warmer weather. Yeah, that wind is coming your way, PA Patriot. Absolutely. The shit show is definitely coming your way to Pennsylvania. Absolutely. Now, Cash, the new FBI director, I heard he is going after Hunter Biden and Hillary Clinton. Do you guys believe any of that? Do you think anything's going to come of that, or do you think that's just another distraction, another talking point? I agree with you. Trump is not a god. I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. Trump is not my savior. It's all bullshit. Another distraction. See, that's why I come on here, because it's refreshing to see that I'm not the only person who thinks this way. Most people, I don't know, they can't add two and two together, it don't seem like anymore. Southern Indiana here, Shadow Wolf. You had that wind last night, early today. Yeah, we got a little bit of dusting of snow out here right now, nothing major, but it's cold. It's like 17 degrees now, when it was up in the 50s earlier, which was super nice. It was really nice outside today. I can't wait for warmer weather. But yeah, this whole Epstein file that was released, and now there's going to be a part two, a part three, a part four. It's all going to be the same shit, people. It's all going to be blacked out. You're not going to be able to read any of the names. And like I said before, all this corruption that has been exposed already, that is being exposed, has anybody been charged with a crime? Is anybody going to be charged with a crime? No. Because they are all in bed together on this shit. See what comment just got. Yeah, it's muddy as hell here too, man. I don't know why that censored your comment for, buddy. You know, maybe the world does need a Putin and a Trump. I'm not real sure. I'm undecided on everything right now because there's so much happening. There's too much happening all at once. And that is by design. That is to keep us looking one way so we're not focused on the actual problem. Because they don't want the American people to see what is really happening. They don't want the American people to panic. I mean, look at what happened during the Rona when toilet paper became a thing. People started hoarding toilet paper and were fighting in the stores over toilet paper. What do you think people will do if it comes to food or gasoline or electricity? The American people are going to go nuts. I mean, if Michigan gets cut off power, what is that going to do to all of us here living in Michigan? If Canada decides to cut our power, that's going to throw Michigan upside down. I have a generator, but am I going to be able to afford the fuel to run it if gas jumps up because of all these tariffs? I mean, that's what I expect to see, people. I expect the price of everything to skyrocket here real soon. That is my prediction, that gas, food, just your everyday items that you consume are going to be jacked up in price. The medicines you consume, because 90% of our medicine comes from China. So if we get 90% of our medication from China, and we go to war with China, because China, like I said, that's what we're talking about. Ancient wisdom tonight is about how China said that if the American people or the American government want war of any kind, it is ready to fight to the end. That's coming straight from Beijing. Yeah, Aaron, I agree. Stock up on non-perishable foods. There's a lot of things you should be stocking up on. But the most important thing you can all do is to stop thinking that none of this bad shit could happen. that none of this is ever going to affect me. None of this is ever going to affect my life. Because that's a problem all of its own when you get that comfortable. When you think that you're safe and you're going to come unscathed through every situation, that's a bad mindset. Yeah, J Dog, absolutely. China did not give out all of their arsenal like we did. Now, I don't know how how many missiles or how much military. I mean, I don't know how strong our military is. I mean, I know we have the most aircraft carriers. Russia has the most subs. Russia has the most nukes. China has the largest standing army. So, who really see? There hasn't been a major conflict in a long time, but I think we are looking at a major conflict because all of Europe, all of the Middle Eastern, uh, and here at home on our southern border is all pandemonium. It's all chaos. The EU is going crazy. We got the Middle East going crazy over Israel. We have Canada, who borders our north, Mexico at our south, who are in a trade war with us right now. We have China committing to basically a war with the United States, if that's what we want. Now, who do we have on our side? Aaron, I agree with you. We are our own people. We got to rely on ourselves. Absolutely. Absolutely. You need to be able to rely on yourself and your own people, your family, your friends, if you're lucky enough to have those. I mean, yeah, I forgot about North Korea. Alex, thank you for bringing that up. Yeah. But I guess we'll all just have to wait and see how this all plays out. But just don't get distracted and focused on these Epstein files or, how the FBI is going after Hillary Clinton and Hunter Biden now. Don't don't get your hopes up, people, because there's nothing going to happen to any of these people. I don't care how much corruption Doge exposes. Ain't none of it gonna, nobody's gonna be held accountable for any of it. All this money that has been laundered or funded away, that is just missing. Where did it all go? Who has it? Why don't they start looking into all these politicians whose net worth far exceeds their salary, like Pelosi and the rest of them, who make, let's say, $170,000 a year, which is still a lot of money. But when they're worth $20 million, the math does not add up. Maybe start looking into that, how these people accumulated such wealth while being in office. See, we've all been sold out. I don't care where you're from, what part of the world, what country you live in. We've all been sold out. If anybody in here from another country, am I right? Do you feel like you've been sold out by your government? Yeah, we do all live on this planet. We all do need to be friends and cooperate. Absolutely. But that's just not in the human nature, I guess. Well, we seem to like conflict and war. War makes money. War is what is going to bring us out of this deficit. That's going to uh, end our debt. Yeah, ancient wisdom. Yeah, by unelected bureaucrats, but Elon Musk lives in the White House. Yeah. Why does Elon Musk have so much say so in what happens? Did any of us elect him? I didn't see his name on anything I voted for. Or did I miss something? Yeah, PA Patriot. It's about all of that: oil, minerals, technology, rare earth elements. I don't know why the grocery stores close at 11 or more. I miss the good old days when you could go grocery shopping at 2 o'clock in the morning. There was never that many people there. Yeah, Shadow Wolf. The Elon situation is very odd because I didn't see his name on anything I voted for. And if anybody knows anything about South Africa and where Elon comes from, that should tell you something right there. Musk is good people lay out. No, if I got something to say about anybody, I'm gonna say it. So yeah, I don't trust Musk. I think he's wanting to rule. He's wanting to take over. I think he is probably pulling more strings than what people think. Apparently, he shut down the Starlink satellite to Ukraine. Don't know if that's true. I don't know about all the AI data. I don't, all the AI data that they gather. Yeah, you get to vote. No, that's not, I didn't vote. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Uncle Pierre or whatever. Uh, but Elon Musk, what's your fascination with Elon Musk? Tell the rest of us why you think Elon is such a great guy. Yeah, Shadow Wolf, I seen it about a year ago. It was crazy. Ancient wisdom, yeah, I mean, absolutely. All I'm saying is I didn't elect Elon. I don't understand the big infatuation why everybody thinks Elon is such a good guy. I mean, now I'm not saying maybe he is a good guy. I don't trust him. I don't trust him at all. Why should I trust a multi-billionaire when it looks like he's trying to dictate and buy everything up and push his agenda right along with the rest of these elite, powerful assholes? Because that's what it looks like to me. Okay, but who's running the show here, Uncle? Is it Trump or is it Elon? Who's actually running the show? Because I do remember a video when Elon's kid said that, told Trump in the Oval Office, "You're not the president, my dad is." That little kid heard that from somewhere. He didn't just make that shit up. He probably heard that from Elon. He probably heard that from his father telling him that Yeah, no, Trump's not the president. I am the president. I have the real power. So that's something to think about. Yeah, he's building multi-million dollar bunkers. Exactly. All these elitists, all these rich assholes are building these bunkers because they do know something that the rest of us do not know. I agree with you 100% on that. I think we all the bunker if we all had the money, but guess what? We don't because we are peasants. We are a working class. We're like mules. We don't own anything. You can own your house, but as soon as you don't pay your property taxes, guess what? That house is no longer yours. On your deed, you are a tenant. You're not the owner. I think he gave up on the whole Mars thing. Now the outer space thing, outer space is going to be the next warfare where they're going to try to uh, well, I mean, we already know that they have the rods of God. It's called Project Odin, where satellites are floating around up there with 20-foot tungsten rods that create the same damage as a nuclear weapon without the fallout. So the weaponizing of space is next. That's just a matter of time. Absolutely, ancient wisdom. Absolutely. Could not agree with you more on that. Yep. While the elites, the rich, live in their bunkers, the rest of us are going to be left to fend for ourselves. Now, I'm not saying any of this is going to happen today or tomorrow, but it looks like it's going to happen in the near future because history repeats itself. And that's what we're seeing happening today is history repeating itself. Well, thanks for joining in, ZA. I'll catch you on the next live, I hope. I'm probably not going to be on here much longer anyways, people. I just know I haven't been on here for a few days. I took a break because all this shit is, I know it's a distraction. I know that this whole Epstein file, this whole going after Hillary and Biden, and all this other bullshit is to distract me from what is really important. So I took a few days off. Thought I'd just come on here and see how everyone was doing and see your guys' opinion and see if you guys have heard any news that I haven't. What is really important? Uh, my family's safety, my friends' safety, my country to survive. That's what's really important. True freedom is really important. Safety, that's important. Yeah, paying all these taxes should tell you that you're not a free person. Hold on. What was that? Can you show the photo with Calvin House? If you go to my community page, it's posted down there, Joe. You can see it. I posted a picture with me and Kyle, the McClowskis. It's on my community post. It's on my community page. No, I'm not free and safe now. I don't. No, I don't think so. I don't feel it. I don't feel safe and secure and free. No, not really. I don't know if I heard we were getting rid of the Department of Education and was going to implement something else, but who really knows? Public schools was it's all about indoctrination. That's why these kids are so screwed up because of public schools. They're not taught real history. They're not taught anything important. They're taught about feelings. And all these liberal teachers pushing their bullshit down our kids' throat. That's a real thing. No, I'm not locked up or in a war, but actually we are in a war. We're in a silent war. We're all in a silent war because at any moment another country could decide it's time. And we're not the only ones who have a say in this. Yeah, it could be another Cold War. Very well could be. I'm 47. Yeah, Shadow Wolf. Everything is surveyed and surveillanced. Everything. That's why they gave us these phones. That's why they gave us the internet. That's why they gave us Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and all these social media platforms so we can profile ourselves so they don't have to do any of the work. I've known that from day one when I first got social media. When I first got Facebook back in like 2016 or something, I knew what I was getting into. I knew what it was. I knew that they weren't going to give us this without gaining something from it. We all willingly give out our information. So they don't have to do anything. They just gather all the intel, put it in a computer, and there it stays. I don't care if I delete this video tonight. As soon as I'm done making it, this video will still be out there somewhere. None of these videos, nothing you post ever gets truly deleted. It gets stored somewhere. So that's something for all of you to think about. Yeah, Shadow Wolf. Yeah, man, I've seen a lot of things change, so I can only imagine what you've seen change, being a little bit older than me. No, it's not paranoia, man. It's common sense. It's awareness. I mean, you can call me paranoid if you want. I call it being alert, aware, not being caught off guard. Hey, Skull, stay ready. Yeah, just if nothing else, people just pay attention to the small details that these news agencies or these other YouTubers are putting out because there is some truth to what they're saying, but then you got to look and see if the words that are being spoken line up with the actions that are being taken. See, when them two don't add up, then you know something's wrong. And right now, what's being talked about and the actions being taken, to me, they don't correlate. They don't respond together. So that makes me question them. Yeah, don't let any of these trolls on here get you guys all aggravated. I'm done acknowledging all the trolls and the haters and the morons because it does no good. Benjamin, what's up, man? How you doing? I'm doing well, man. I like reading some of your guys' comments. I'll show you, man. Just look at some of my videos there, man. You'll see all the guns. Uncle Pierre, man. Just look at my videos, man. Like, holy shit. Uncle, do you own any guns? Uncle Pierre for PM or whatever your name is. Do you own any guns? Are you a 2A supporter? Harry. Yeah, you've got a couple. Cool. What do you got? Tell me what you got. What you got? And you live in Canada. Didn't they just ban all semi-automatic weapons in Canada? So if you're in Canada, Uncle Pierre, what's your whole take on these tariffs? And what do you think about Trudeau? What's your opinion on him? You know, the only YouTuber I really listen to and like anymore on YouTube is the Canadian Prepper. Uh, he tries to be as straightforward as possible, and I trust his information more than anybody else's on there. These tariffs are a trade war. I don't know. It's to me, it's just to see who's gonna be able to bully who into submitting to their will. A punishment for who? The tariffs are a punishment for what? Who? All of us? Yeah. I don't understand these tariffs because we put tariffs on Mexico and Canada and China. They turn around and put tariffs back on us to counter the tariffs we put on them. Is what is this? Is we gonna end up in a total conflict over trade war? Is trading gonna stop? Is importing, exporting of all goods gonna come to a halt? I, it's 2025. Anything is possible anymore. Nothing would surprise me anymore with the shit that's happening, taking place over the last few years. And I think the next 3.5 years are going to be very, very interesting for the American people and to the rest of the world. We will have to just wait and see. Trump declared equal tariffs. So, what exactly does that mean that he's declared equal tariffs? Sharon, if you could explain that a little bit to us, that would be nice. Benjamin, I think you're right, man. This year is going to be hard, brother. I do. I mean, I seen somebody on here bitching about the price of eggs. Yeah, eggs are like $5 or $6 a dozen. It's absolutely bullshit. Okay, that's what I thought. So whatever they put tariffs on us, we're gonna do the same. So is that just gonna be a back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until till what? Is there an end? John, yeah, I've noticed, and I'm not saying that I'm turning my back on Trump. That's not what I'm saying. Because, like I said before in my previous videos, there are some things I support Trump on 100%. But there's other things that I do not agree with. And I'm going to call it out, whether all the people who worship Trump like it or not. I worship no man, especially a politician or a businessman or whatever you want to call him. He doesn't know my name. He'll never know my name. So therefore, why should he give a shit about me? He doesn't. It should, okay, Sharon, it should motivate them to lower tariffs. But will it? Or will it cause them to increase their tariffs and cause more harm to the American economy? Make the American people pay more? Maybe all these tariffs are to set us off into a World War III. Maybe this is all by design. Yeah, Pam Bondi, I don't know about her either because she showed when she was Attorney General in Florida that she supports red flag laws and all these other unconstitutional gun laws. But so does Trump. Trump is all in favor of the stop and frisk, which does away with your Fourth Amendment. He's the one who banned our bump stocks. Uh, yeah, everybody's all excited about, how Trump's going to give the 2A back to the people by appealing what Biden has done over the last 4 years. You better go back to 1934 and do away with anything from 1934 and on. If you want to give the American people back their true freedom and their true Second Amendment, do away with the NFA. Do away with that. But that'll never happen. You know, uh, some of these people are really smooth talkers. They know how to talk and they know how to use their voice to manipulate and make you feel all warm and cozy inside and make you feel like everything's going to be okay. See, I don't buy into that bullshit. I don't buy into what man's words are because that's just all they are is words with no follow through, no actions. Words are hollow. And until I see real change, real action for the American people, I'm not going to believe any of it. Because to me, it's all bullshit. It's all made up. It's all distractions. Exactly, Aaron. Talk is cheap without action. That's why I've always preferred to let my actions do the speaking for me. That way there was never any way you could question anything I ever did or said because it was all factual. They learned that from Charles Manson. Charles Manson, that was a whole that's a crazy topic right there. MK Ultra, mind control, using LSD to see what it did to people. What preps am I working on? A little bit of everything, man. Try to be prepared for any scenario, any situation. But I'm a firm believer in buying precious metals, if you know what I mean. And I'm not talking about gold and silver. But making your mind your strongest weapon, making your mind your sharpest tool, that's the most important thing you can do as a prepper, survivalist, somebody who is just simply concerned as what is taking place around them in the world we're living in. Because unless you are like an Elon Musk or a Bill Gates or some of these other rich assholes who have a bunker and have probably a 50-year supply of food, generators. I mean, these people are set for life. They could go live underground for the next 50 years if they wanted. None of us have that luxury. But I seen a comment in here about how all these rich people are building these bunkers. That should tell us all something. That if they are willing to put their money into this, now maybe it's just because they have so much money and they don't know what to do with it all, so they're just building a bunker for shits and giggles, or maybe it is because they know something that the rest of us do not know. Yes, we are at the end of one age and the beginning of another. I agree with you on that, Sharon, 100%. Is that what this whole new golden age thing is? Like, what the hell does that even mean? I'd like to have that explained to me a little bit by Trump. What does that actually mean, the golden age? What does that mean for me? What's going to be so golden for me? What's going to be golden for any of you? I mean, I guess we'll all have to wait and see. Cryptocurrency, huh, Skull? Unknown? That's very possible. Maybe that's what all this shit's about, is to make a one world currency. You know, who knows? I'd like to think that the golden age means peace and happiness and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Allie, but do I believe that? I'd like to, but no, I don't believe that because I don't see peace or prosperity on the horizon. I see war and conflict on the horizon, not just for the American people, but for the people worldwide. That's what I see. Like I said, I hope I'm wrong on everything. But if I'm right, then there's going to be a lot of people wishing that they would have opened their eyes and their mind up a whole lot sooner to the shit that is taking place and took it a little more serious. Anything better than Harris? Yeah, I almost have to agree with you on that. But we'll just all have to wait and see what plays out today and tomorrow. We'll have to wait and see if these tariffs take effect and how they affect all of us. We'll have to wait and see if Canada decides to cut electricity to Michigan, to Minnesota, to New York. We'll have to wait and see what China does. We'll have to wait and see what Europe does. Is Europe going to come to the aid of Ukraine? Because we're not now? Or are we going to backpedal and are we going to kiss Zelensky's ass again? Who knows? Who knows? Now, I heard that Putin offered twice what Zelensky offered for rare earth minerals and elements. So are we going to side with Russia? Your guys' guess is good a guess as mine anymore. Yeah, Barry, hurry up and wait, man. That's kind of the situation we're in, man. Absolutely. Yeah. Just kind of hurry up and wait. That's how I'm feeling. Oh yeah, Aaron, absolutely. If Canada decides to cut power to Michigan, New York, and Minnesota, yeah, that's gonna be devastating, man. Disasters, nightmares. Yeah, like you said, New York's gonna go off the chain if it goes dark. Just imagine the crime that is gonna happen if it goes dark. I mean, we're living in scary times, people. I mean, Iran has the capability to launch an EMP attack and shut down the whole power grid in the United States. And they talked about this way back in like 2013 that Iran had this technology, and they were concerned with Iran having this technology. But Iran has the capability to launch a high atmosphere EMP and shut down the whole United States power grid. That is a real thing, and I guarantee China probably has the same equipment. Russia probably has the same equipment. We probably have the same equipment to do to them as well. I believe it was Harry who said it. Yeah, just hurry up and wait and see what happens. That's where we're at, people. We're on a day to day. That's I take everything day by day anymore because it seems like uh, Trump changes his mind or something happens and then it's this and then it's that. And then now we got the Epstein files getting released. Part one, part two, part three coming, part four. We got an audit of Fort Knox. We got supposedly the FBI going after Hillary Clinton and Hunter Biden. These are all distractions to keep us distracted on what is happening at our southern border, what's happening with Ukraine, and most definitely what is happening with Israel. Now, in my opinion, the Middle East is going to be the first place to go up because when we start forcing the Palestinians out of Gaza, whether it's the Americans going over there to, whatever the fuck Trump wants to do over there, um, I don't see all these other Muslim Arab countries accepting that. And Netanyahu shutting off the water and electricity and food supply to the remaining people living in Gaza. That tells you what kind of person he is. I don't understand why the American people want to support Israel so much either. I don't understand that one bit. We got correct me if I'm wrong, but we have the liberals, the confused ones, all in support of Zelensky and Ukraine. And then we have the conservatives, the God-fearing, Christians, all in support of Israel. Why? Yeah, Aaron, if Canada cuts electricity, it's going to be worse than what happened in 2003 blackouts. It will, absolutely, man. James, do you know the difference between what is democracy? Do you know that here in the United States that we are not a democracy? We are a constitutional republic. We are not a democracy. A democracy is when the mob rules. Exactly. Democracy isn't mentioned once in the Constitution. Ancient words of wisdom, absolutely. Are you, okay, the Middle East. Okay, copy that. Yeah, the Middle East is going to be chaotic. I mean, months ago, 27 Arab nations already were opposed to what was happening with Israel and the Palestinians and what was taking place in Gaza. They're already uh, joining forces. I mean, we got Egypt and Turkey and Iran all mounting their militaries. Egypt and Turkey, especially, got all their military in Jordan on the border with Israel. Our food is garbage, especially fast food. Yeah, you can't even call that food. I agree with you on that. Israel became a state in 1948, a country or whatever, a nation in 1948, I believe. So yeah, Israel hasn't even been around that long, but I just don't understand why we got one set of United States citizens supporting Zelensky and we got the other side supporting Netanyahu. To me, they're both worthless as fuck. So why support either one of them? Let them handle their own business. Let them deal with the shit that they started. But I can tell you right now, neither one of them are going to relinquish their power because they got a taste for it and they like it. That's why Lazinski acted the way he did because he is a real dictator. He's probably a real Nazi. And I can tell you right now, the black sun that the Ukrainian soldiers wear on their patches is a symbol of white supremacy. And we have a lot of people here in the United States supporting that bullshit. Well, that's the crazy world we're fucking living in, people. The crazy world we're living in, 2025. You know, when I end this video, there's going to be something new, some other crazy shit happening. At least there hasn't been no plane crashes lately that I've heard of. So, uh, yeah, they shouldn't be using that, but they are because they are a true, uh, maybe they are Nazis, but they definitely are in support of white supremacy, the Ukrainians, especially Zelensky. I mean, the black sun is on their patch. You guys can look it up for yourselves if you don't believe me. Yeah, all those plane crashes were kind of insane. That they were. It was all strange. Double Dillinger. Barry. A cheap AR and expensive AR. I mean, it depends on how cheap you're talking or how expensive you're talking. I'd go in the middle if you're a first-time owner for an AR. It really doesn't matter. It's your skill set that's gonna define how everything operates, anyways. I personally, I own a BG Defense AR-15. made right here in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Yeah, Allie, I agree with you. I think most of them plane crashes was done on purpose. I agree with you on that. Just like releasing these Epstein files, that have nothing in them for the American people, all just bullshit. Being released at the time of all this shit that is taking place, while these tariffs are being put on, while talks of war with Russia and China are taking place, the war at our southern border. We keep sending more troops and more military equipment to the southern border. So that's telling me that they're preparing for something at the southern border in Texas. Oh, see, they need to go into California and shut down them smuggling routes and trails they have into California that they're still sneaking people across to this day through California. See, the media's down there and they're all telling you that Texas is secure and our border is secure, but it's not secure in California. They may have secured it a lot in Texas, but it's not secured in California. So the problem still exists. The problem is still floating into our country illegally. I'm all in support of mass deportation. Get rid of all 21 or 22 million of them. Get rid of them all. Get rid of them all. I'm in total agreement of that. Oh, the JFK files. Yeah, I mean that was another distraction. There was two shooters, but they still think Oswald did it. Man, the driver turned around and looked like it smoked JFK to me. That's why his wife tried to jump out of the back of the car because she seen who it was. Yeah, I was just talking about that, James. BlackRock buying up both ends of the Panama Canal. BlackRock just bought up a whole bunch of ports in the Panama Canal. And if you know anything about BlackRock, you know that they are no good entity. Shady, got their hands into everything. Well, the Americans don't want to work the farms. Yeah, they do. There's plenty of American people who would work the farms and who would still be farmers if the government didn't come in and put so many fucking restrictions and everything on them, tax them to death, run them out of business, letting the Chinese, letting the CCP come over here and buy up farmland. Yeah, more American people would be farmers if the American government made it a little bit easier for them to do their job as farmers instead of taxing the shit out of them, running them out of business, letting large corporations come in and take over farmland, letting the CCP come in and take over our farmland. Yeah, don't even get me started on that because that was the stupidest comment I've seen on here tonight. The stupidest one, and I thought I was going to get through a video tonight without a dumb comment, but I just got one. There's plenty of American people. There's plenty of American farmers who lost everything because of large corporations, millionaires, and the CCP. That shit gets me heated up. Because the American people are being sold out. You included. Yeah, it happened to your grandpa. It happened to a lot of our grandparents. Yeah, they get bought out or pushed to the side because they can't compete with these larger corporations or the restrictions or the taxes that the government puts on the American farmer. And that's done by design too. No, I don't think Trump will take Canada as a 51st state. I sure the hell hope not, because Canada is full of a bunch of liberals too. We don't need no more of that. Yeah, we don't need Greenland either. But that's a whole nother topic, Greenland, because apparently it's for national security. No, it's about what we can gain from it. No, it's all exactly. They do not want people to be self-reliant or self-sufficient. They want everybody to have to count on them, the big government. And that goes for people around the world. That's just not an American problem either. That's a worldwide problem as well. I mean, shit, they're trying to ban people from owning free-range chickens. So I own 14 acres, so I can't have a few chickens on my own property because of this bird flu. Man, get out of here with that bullshit. Yeah, the eggs are another psych op, just like the toilet paper during the Rona was a psych op. It's all a behavioral experiment, people. Everything that takes place right now, when it comes to all this shit happening, it's a behavioral experiment to see how we will all react. That's definitely what COVID was all about. The whole Rona bullshit. That was definitely a behavioral experiment to see how the American people and the people from around the world would react. They didn't get their results they thought they were going to get here in the United States, because most of us was well aware of that bullshit. Yeah, me either, Brian. I did none of that. I didn't comply during any of that. But that was a behavioral experiment to see who would comply and who wouldn't, and who they could get to comply. See, it's all a test. They've been doing it since the 60s. They've been doing these kind of experiments on the people to see how we react, to see how we conduct our business after the shit that's they've inflicted on us. But all right, people, well, I'm gonna end this video here in a minute. I'm getting cold. Like I said, it's about 17 degrees out here tonight. I'm not geared up tonight, so I'm getting a little cold. So I just want to thank you all for getting on here and joining me again tonight. If you haven't subbed, please consider subbing and hit that like button a few times. And I look forward to seeing you guys all probably tomorrow. I'm sure I'll have something else to talk about tomorrow with you guys. But just don't buy, just do not buy into all this bullshit that is being pushed. I know all of you watching right now are free thinkers, are open-minded people, are people with a brain, and I appreciate that. Like I said before, it's nice to get on here and see that I'm not the only one who sees what I'm seeing or feels what I'm feeling. It's a relief. It truly is. It's truly a relief knowing that I'm not the only one. But if you haven't hit that like button and if you haven't subbed, please do so. And we'll see you tomorrow on the next live show. Thank you all for tuning in and sticking with me for over an hour and a half tonight. tomorrow, maybe I'll have something better to talk about, or I'll do some more digging and actually have a strong topic to speak on tomorrow. Tonight was just spontaneous. Just wanted to get back on here because I wasn't on here for a few days, so just figured I'd get on here and let you all know that I am okay and everything's good, and I just needed to take a little break. But I'm back, and just get ready, people, because I'm never going to keep quiet. I'm always going to use my voice because that's all I have right now. You guys all take care. Thank you all for joining in and sticking with me. Until tomorrow.